Here we are on the pound-dollar 15-minute time frame, and we have a 2618 trade that's set up at a very good level of structure. We've pulled back into the 618 fib. I'm currently risking 26 pips for 44. So what I'd like to do is just talk you through the trade. Just before I do that, let's remove the orders. There we go. Let's delete everything and do our higher time frame analysis. We do have a potential wedge pattern setting up as well. It's too early to enter in that. So all I can tell you now here on the pound dollar is that we have spent a couple of days going up. We spent yesterday coming down, and today we're trading inside that candle. That's pretty much as much as I can tell you about the daily time frame. Here on the 240, slightly different story. We were in trend here to the downside, and then what happened is we broke and violated to the upside. So at the moment this is a violation to the top. We'd pulled back down to this level, and we'd gone up again, and then we'd pulled down again. Now what happened at the close of the 2 o'clock candle was we'd come down into the structure level here and put a rejection candle on the 4 hourly. A very good rejection candle. We've closed in the top 20%, indicating that we could see market turn around and at least retest the highs up here. But currently what we're doing is, for the last hour, we've been pulling back into the wicks here. So if just reading price that we've had a violation to the top side, we're consolidating then after that, then we've come down and tested the structure level and had a 4-hour rejection, we can surmise from that we could see a move to the upside. It's more plausible for the move to the upside than to the downside. Here on the 60-minute time frame, you can see we've got a very big bullish candle here. And what this is setting up for is a potential, we could be seeing a potential wedge pattern here. It's a bit too early, and we're not really wedging enough for me to enter this just yet, but it is a potential pattern. Now if I delete everything off and let's go to the, I'll actually go to the, I think it was the 5 range was the best to see it. Yeah, here we go. I'm just going to put a structure level on here. Now please just remember that the 5 range, you don't get to see really the wicks as you do see on the 15-minute. Now what we've just done here is we've double bottomed. We had another double bottom just earlier today. We've tested here, a little bit there. And so we've got an area, particularly recently, that's been adhered to. And just look at what price has done here. We've come down, outside return, new structure low, outside return, new structure low. Then we've double bottomed, and then we've violated to the upside. So this can be a couple of things. The first thing it can be is a head and shoulders. And if this is a head and shoulders, just let me get this right, we can look for an AB equals CD pattern up at around this level, or we can look for a retest a little bit higher. We also have, because it's been a double bottom, we have a 2618 trade, and so if we put on our fib, you'll see that we've just come into a 618 fib retracement. And so we can look at entering this, as I have done. Stops just 5 pips below the low here on the 5 range. Make that red. And what that also means as well is that if we draw out from our swing high to our swing low, we actually have a potential back pattern looking like this, with a completion up at the 886 up there. So if I bring the orders back on, I'll just move this over. Now I've only done this as a 1 in 1 out. We could potentially get that breakout if this is a wedge pattern, but I don't really have enough confirmation for that. So I'm being a little bit more conservative with targets. And there we go. Okay, so 26 pips, and I'm playing for past that AB equals CD pattern, and I'm playing for 44, which is the completion of the back pattern. And I think if we break further up as well, we could actually see a big Gartley pattern there. But there you go, that is the trade. A minute, we'll come back and see if this wins or loses. Okay, not too long has passed since I last did the update. We've been rallying here, and as you can see now, we've actually made a new high, and that's actually put us in trend for the head and shoulders. And I'm just going to go ahead now, and I've already reduced the risk to 16 pips, but since we've now come within a couple of pips of targets, I've gone ahead here and moved to break even. So no matter what happens here, this is a break even trade. We have actually just gone overbought on the 5 range here at 88, so I am expecting a pullback at some point. There's my alarm, which I've just deleted, but it still worked. Okay, 1 pip away now from targets. Just give it a minute just to see if these go on and hit. 1 pip to go. Go on, finish rallying before you decide to turn around. We do have that back pattern, remember, completing at this 886. We do have, I think I forgot to mention in the video that we do have an even handled number, 130-100, psychological number just here. These act like magnets, so I'm actually 2 pips underneath that. So since it falls within structure, we're very likely to see that 130-100 tested. Okay, we're just 1 pip away. We came 1 pip away here from hitting targets. Just give it a few more seconds. I think it's always nice just to, you know, you guys, I like to just film it hitting. It just kind of finishes off the video. You actually get to see it hitting. And again, it's not really that important, but I think just being able to see it kind of finishes off the entire trade, from as soon as I get in the trade to the underwriting to the process throughout, and then through to the trade actually hitting. There you go, plus 44 pips. As usual, if you did like the video, or even if you absolutely loved it, go ahead and subscribe if you hadn't, and of course please give it a like.